If there's someone you hate at the party, sick the annoying person on them.
For sure. Listen, we're not above pettiness here.
No. Oh my gosh, no. Absolutely.
Not even a little bit. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Sequoia.
How's it going?
It's going well. It's busy, but good. One of those things where I'm stressed, but it's all for good reasons. So it's hard to complain.
That's good. That's good to hear. This is the 10th episode of the podcast.
We've done it.
Yeah.
We've hit the Big Ten, not to be confused with the Collegiate Sports Conference Big Ten, which does have more than 10 schools in it. How do you know about the Big Ten?
Because I've heard people say things about it before. I think my school was Pac-12.
That would make sense. Which school were you again?
University of Utah.
I mean, they're in the ballpark of being Pac-12. The interesting thing with sports conferences, and I know our listeners are really plugged into this.
The listeners were like, absolutely, this is how we wanted the episode to start.
It's bad when I don't know fully the sports thing we're talking about. That's not great. But my little tiny knowledge of it is that sports conference is much more regional, like actually representing the places they claim to. And now it's just Calvin Ball. Any school can play anywhere and nothing matters. And it's all money. And
we've
the
gerrymandered.
Big Ten has 20 teams in it. Yeah, it's terrible.
Well, this is, in fact, the big 10th episode of this podcast. And we've chosen our topic today based sort of upon that fact that this is a milestone. Mm-hmm. I do feel a little bit like those people who celebrate their 2-month anniversary.
Yeah. This is also, it's when I come across less. Look, to each their own. Not going to yuck anyone's yum. It's not my particular thing. Mm-hmm. I was always whack about that. Like, I thought it was wild when people in high school would be like, every single month, I'm like, you got to make a post every month forever. Because, when do you stop? Yeah. But now as I'm older, I think that the adult version of that is when people post the thing of the anniversary of when they started dating and they're married. If you're not married, sure, that's valid. But if you are married and you have a wedding anniversary and you're also and here's the anniversary when we started dating, what are we doing?
And here's the anniversary of when we first held hands. And here's the anniversary of when,
This is our first fight. This is when we first moved in.
This is when they first met my parents. And we celebrate that anniversary with my parents.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, so this is our 10th episode. And
hold on. Kelly's in the other room and just texted me.
Yeah.
She just texted me the day that we started dating, which I won't say on the podcast. Because I obviously have that as my security question for everything.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to get hacked. I think it's a landmark because many podcasts don't make it past 10 episodes.
Correct. Many podcasts don't make it past 2.
Right. Yeah. True. So we decided that we wanted to sort of harken back. We're looking backwards. We're looking towards our first episode, which was small talk at a party. How do you initiate that experience? You don't know anyone. How are you going to go up, talk to people at a party? So now we're talking about how do you leave a conversation at a party?
How do you get out of there?
How do you
leave? I think it's good. I think it is important and also timely, I would say, given when this episode's going to come out near the holiday season.
I would say yes.
There should be holiday gatherings, whether that is a family gathering, family friend gathering. Maybe you've got a work holiday party to go to.
Oh, you for sure have those.
I mean, I don't as a self-employed person. I just party with myself. But also there could be a New Year's party.
Wait, Mike, if you were about to journey out into the world for 700 years or whatever it is your plans are.
Yes.
We should have had A work holiday party.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Put that in your brain for next year.
I think a party that we throw would rip.
Yeah.
I think we're both good at throwing parties. So yeah, that would be fun. A professional talkers party where everyone is really good about small talking and stuff.
And leaving the conversation.
And leaving, which we're going to talk about today.
Yeah. This was a very interesting topic to me because it is, in fact, something I'm very bad at.
Oh, okay. I think I'm pretty good at it in terms of knowing what to do. I'm just such an extrovert. I rarely want to employ these tactics.
You want to stay in the conversation is what you're saying.
Yeah. I think also what's happened is, this is just me having a good situation for me personally, is that I don't work in a job that I don't like, and I don't go to boring podcast conferences anymore.
Oh.
Like, I used to go to those stupid, boring, networky ones.
Those ones suck.
They're terrible.
Yeah.
I would only go if they paid for me to be there. But now I'm like, I don't even want to waste my time going to those, even if it's free.
Yeah.
So I just rarely find myself in this situation, but I feel like I know what to do. I've utilized it in the past, and I still have to utilize it from time to time.
I guess we should just get into it then.
I think we should as well. I have 3 pieces of advice. How many pieces of advice do you have?
Hold, please. 1,
Ooh.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 pieces. Nice. Okay, cool. Also, in that time, the people watching on our Patreon video version will know I just remembered, oh, right, there is a video version of this, so I've put on a hat. So I look a little less like I just strolled over into the studio from breakfast with the baby.
Right. I guess I'll go first then,
Yeah,
since I have 6 pieces of advice.
you got so many.
Okay, here's my caveat to my entire advice pitfalls situation.
Okay.
I think mostly you only need these if you are in a 2-person conversation or maybe a 3-person conversation.
Yeah, I think it's a good little caveat. Big groups easier to get out of.
If you are in more than a 3-person conversation, I promise you, if there's like a small pause and you just say, "Excuse me,"
Yeah.
and then you leave, it's fine.
Yeah.
I know that might feel weird.
Mhm.
I know that might feel weird to do, but people aren't going to be upset by that
Right.
unless they're in the middle of like the saddest story of their whole life. They're telling
Right.
you,
Mhm.
and then you're like, bye.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you're just having a fun conversation about Dunkaroos, and then you're like, "Excuse me," and people continue having that conversation without you.
This is also a good time to employ just like any believable excuse, and no one's going to fact check you. Going to refill my drink, going to go to the bathroom. Even if you just like, I got to go check something real quick. Like, you can say something that is just like super vague. You can like say something as you're leaving, and then like people won't even know what you're saying, but it's just like, it sounds like they had to leave. Yeah. I think you're good.
I can wait.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. I got to go check.
How about
Wonder what the auto transcript thing is going to say we said there.
I'd like to clarify, I do not suggest that you go,
Yeah, no, I wouldn't
and
recommend
then
that.
leave the conversation. But yeah, you could practically say anything and then
Yeah.
go if there's more than 3 people involved.
Right.
I know for some people that even though there's a bunch of people in the conversation, it will feel equally awkward to leave it. And so that's my first piece of advice, just so that we can have that out there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of my advice will come for 2 to 3-person groups.
So I'll go with one of my pieces of advice then. My first one is to utilize body language. So I think body language in this particular instance can go a long way, because if you... Obviously, you don't want to do things in a rude way, but I think that your posture, what you're doing, can really kind of tell the tale of like, I need to get going, or I need to do something where I'm leaving. Then I think the other person should be able to take the hint. Now, obviously, you're going to have people that can't take the hint.
Sure.
I just think that a way to help out with whatever you are going to say or do to actually leave can be preceded by some sort of body language thing to make it clear.
Big frown.
Yeah.
Huge frown.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like a specific example that I can like describe audio wise.
Right. Yeah. I feel like if you're like sort of angling your body in the direction of somewhere else,
Mm-hmm.
that can be something.
Right.
You don't want to like take 3 huge steps backwards or whatever.
It could also just be like getting out of a more locked in posture, like you're saying, you know, like if you're leaning on a wall or you do the thing where you have like one leg crossed over the other, take a position that is easier for you to leave the conversation with once you sense that it's a good time to leave. That's good, because then you're like kind of ready to, once something ends, there's a lull, you feel like there was like a nice beat, they finished their story, whatever, then you can quickly just go into, so nice chatting, I'm going to make the rounds, I'm going to go talk to whoever, I'm going to go check on whatever, stuff like that.
You're in one of those, before somebody starts a race, when they're like down on their with the back foot on that little
starting block.
Get down like that. I think that's probably
just
helpful.
And sprint out of there. But it's mainly just like it can help you not to be flat-footed. So when the time is right, you can be in a position of like, thank you so much, I'm going to bounce. If you're like trying to like leave the whole party, you can do things like phone keys, wallet, checks, grabbing your coat, stuff like that. Yeah, you can also just like physically start moving to wherever you need to go, whatever your excuse is, something like that.
Yeah.
I think body language can go a long way because it's basically like a preamble to you announcing that you need to leave the conversation. It'll just make it look less abrasive whenever you do.
Would you count body language as like, my eye has caught something in the distance?
Oh, yes. And the tricky thing with all of these is like, you don't want to be rude. Like, you don't want to be looking like you're not paying attention to this person.
You don't want to be trying to find something to catch your eye in the distance.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But if there is like genuinely, let's say you're at a party, you're talking to someone you don't know, you're stuck in this conversation, and then there is someone that you do know across the room, and maybe you genuinely want to talk to them, maybe they just want to be your excuse. But like, if I'm talking to someone I don't know and I see you over there, I could like look over there. I could even do a little wave or a nod or something like that. And then whenever they finish what they're doing, I'm polite about it. Once they finish the story, then I'm like, so great talking to you, Richard. I got to go talk to my friend Sequoia real quick. Have a good one. And then go out. So basically the body language just makes any excuse you're about to drop more believable, because they're like, oh, that makes sense. They made eye contact with someone a couple of seconds ago. Or, oh, that makes sense. They grabbed their coat. I bet they are leaving.
Right.
Or that makes sense. Their cup is empty. They are going to refill it.
Yeah. So part of body language is chug. Chug.
Truly key stat at party. You can just fill your cup with water a lot, and then you can always have the excuse to be like, I gotta go refill it, and you're not drunk, you're just hydrated, and then you have to go to the bathroom. Yay, more excuses.
I like that. That's 2 pieces of advice, folks.
Yeah. Hey, happy to throw some extra ones in there to catch up to your 6.
I know. I overdid it.
No, it's good. That's good.
I don't even have my legal pad with me today, and honestly, it's throwing me off.
I've got mine.
It's throwing me off my game.
Represented.
My next piece of advice is a standard, a classic, you might call it. Adjourn to the snack table.
Yeah, gotta love the snack table.
We love the snack table for a lot of reasons. 1, we love snacks.
We do love snacks.
2, great excuse to leave a conversation, because you have to be out of snacks first. So it is a little suspicious to be holding a plate full of snacks and be like, gotta get snacks. But I would say that is the argument against piling up your snack plate too high. You want to do a couple snacks at a time so that you always have a reason to adjourn to the snack table.
It's also good if you say you got to go to the snack table, because no one can catch you lying if you say you're hungry, because they can't know.
Who's going to know?
Who's going to know? If you do some sort of live, I got to go talk to someone, I got to go to the bathroom, I got to leave, and then you don't do any of those things, it's a bad look. But you say you're hungry.
Yeah.
I've utilized this when you're like, I'm so sorry, I haven't eaten dinner. I'm so hungry. I'm going to grab something from the snack table. It was so great to talk to you, but I am famished. And then you go, even if you don't eat a lot of food and someone's like, you said you were hungry and you didn't eat anything, you could be like, nothing looked good. Like, I'm allergic to everything here. Like, I don't think that'll ever happen. But I just feel like saying you're hungry, no one can fact check you. No one can.
No one can fact check you. They can try.
You're not a sim. You don't have a visible hunger bar.
That would be terrible.
Oh,
I would hate it if everybody knew how hungry I was at any given time.
Well, because then for me, it would just be like, what do you mean you're red? You just ate a A foot-long sub.
Why are you always hungry? What's wrong
My
with
metabolism,
you?
it's such a good problem to have. Don't get mad at me.
I also feel like if you have a favorite snack, I do a lot of like, I can't think of any snack now.
Peanut butter-filled pretzels.
Peanut butter-filled pretzels, that's a good one. I've run out of Reese's Pieces.
Oh, a classic.
Okay, can I go on a snack side tangent, please?
Please, yes. This will be the whole episode now.
We're just going to talk about snacks now.
Ooh, Patreon bonus episode, snack chat.
Writing it down.
It's a good idea.
Have you ever had kettle corn and put black pepper on it?
No, but that sounds great.
Folks, I'm telling you right now, in the pantheon of snacks, if there is kettle corn on the snack table, I'm looking for the pepper grinder.
Little sweet, little spicy?
Little sweet, little spicy.
Emphasis on the little for spicy. I'm not so white that I think black pepper is spicy. I cook with serrano peppers.
Yeah, good to clarify.
I'm a big boy. When I go to an Indian or Thai restaurant, I ask the waiter, what do you give white people? And then I add 1 to the number.
Good for you.
It's my key strategy.
Yeah, load that up with pepper. It's really, really good next time you're at the snack table.
Nice.
Or if I have crackers and then I run out of cheese, got to get more cheese for the crackers. See, there's always a way to adjourn to the snack table or the bar.
Right.
Chug, 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 chug. I must go to the bar.
Snack table thing that I recently employed, I was at a party that had a good amount of snacks. That had a bunch of Trader Joe's stuff, some of the real classics. They did not have tiny little plates. So I was like, I'm not just going to hover here and just eat and linger over the snack table.
Yeah.
But they did have red Solo cups for drinks. So I just filled a red Solo cup with snacks.
Nice.
And that worked out quite well. And then when I was leaving the party, I filled up my entire red Solo cup of snacks and then left.
Nice.
And I ate them on my whole walk home. And it was delightful. And I wonder what the people on New York were thinking as I was like, ravishing down things from a red Solo cup walking the streets of New York. Like, is that guy public drinking? No, it's all Joe O's and the ginger snap cookies. Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, those are so good.
Really good. They're really good.
I think the pitfall of the snack table, they'll probably follow you to the snack table.
Yes.
Right.
That prevented me from making snack table a piece of advice.
Yeah.
You got to get ready for the following.
I think you can still make it work, though.
Because here's what I recognize. I'm someone who always loves snacks. I was at a party recently where someone did say, like, I want to go grab the food because they had brought out pigs in a blanket. And I was like, well, obviously, I want to get the pigs in a blanket.
Ooh.
So they said, oh, I'm going to get some of the pigs in a blanket. I was like, oh, I wanted those too. And of course, my first thought in my brain was, is this person actually hungry? Or did they not like talking to me and do they want to get out of this? So I went over and grabbed food. I went with them, but then I said nothing. I was like, I'm not continuing the conversation because they might be trying to bounce. So I fully gave them the opportunity to just like talk with someone else. I think it's fair game. Like even if someone does follow you to the snack table, you could then both be there and you talk to someone else, or even just like you grab snacks and then leave. I think even if they follow you, don't feel like you have to talk to them, but be prepared for them to not think the conversation is over.
Yes. What's your next piece of advice?
My next one is to have a lifeline, in parentheses, a friend lifeline, because that's the best version of this, but just have some sort of rip in case of emergency thing ready to go.
Sure.
If this is a party where you know the host, then this is a great way to employ everyone at this party should know who the host is, so you can drop the whole, oh, I've been meaning to talk to Francis. So great talking to you. I got to go. And then even if you don't talk to Francis, if you're just kind of like lingering near them or something, the person could realize, oh, Francis is busy. It's Francis's party.
Sure.
That makes sense. They weren't able to talk to him right away. But if you have someone, even if they're not the host of the party, like the example earlier, I'm at the party, you're there, I'm trying to get out of this. It's like, oh, I got to go chat with my friend Sequoia. Yeah. It's just really nice to have in your back pocket. One that I have now, which is really good, and I try not to use it as a lie, but it's something I only do truthfully. Having a kid, oh, dude, no one questions anything. If you're like, so sorry, I have a X amount of, month old child. I'm going to go call my spouse, partner, whatever, to make sure they're okay. Call the babysitter. I'm going to check in on the kid. Like, no one will call you out for that. So that's like the new adult version for me of like pretending my mom is calling me when I was in high school, which I definitely used all the time to varying degrees of success. But yeah, I got to go check on the kid. No one's going to question you at all.
And it would be wild if they did.
Yeah. If you have a pet, I think you can do a similar thing as well. Like, oh, I left my dog with a pet sitter. I'm going to go call them to make sure it's okay. Like, yeah, any sort of lifeline to get you out, really good.
That's a really good one. Okay. My third piece of advice is to keep your awareness of your surroundings. Anyone who is arriving or leaving is an excuse for you to leave a conversation.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
I got to go say hi. I got to go say bye. Oh my gosh, so-and-so is here. Another situation in which they might follow you.
Yeah.
But you're getting out of the conversation you're in, including other people in conversation. The switch up will usually get you out.
This is tricky because it obviously should be someone that you know or know well enough or like enough that you want to say hi or bye.
Yeah.
But it would be weird for you to do it for someone that you don't know. I would not recommend.
Tammy's like, we didn't have this relationship before. Tammy!
Or it's someone that you've never met before.
Tammy's not my name.
A new person's here. Hi, I'm so excited to meet you. Who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you?
The host said we'd be best friends.
I think in general, just like having your peripheral vision, your eyes and ears open for things that can get you out of there is very much important if you are trying to leave a conversation. Just be ready for something. The new snack is ready. Someone is here. If there's any sort of event going on at the party, if it's something where it's like, oh, people were playing Smash Brothers and there's an open controller, or it's a karaoke thing and you want to put your name down on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, if this is at like a public setting where there's like legitimate, just like easy to get out of their excuses, like if you're at a karaoke thing, if you're at a bar with like an arcade game set up and it's like, oh, no one's on NBA Jam and I want to, like, if there's like legit tentpole excuses that you can use of like fun other things, like absolutely go for it. Absolutely.
Use your surroundings.
Use your surroundings. Yeah, I think that's a really good general piece of advice here.
All right, Mike, what do you got? Is this your last one?
My last piece of advice is to, I don't know if there's a technical term for this, but I wrote use trailing language. I will utilize this on phone calls a lot, but like there's a way in which you can talk where it sounds like it's like, like you can do one of the things yeah.
I use that on the phone a lot. I do a lot of, well, that was so nice of you to call.
I think this is a really good one if it's like someone that you kind of know, but you're not stoked to see, especially if you haven't seen them in a while. They say something, you can be like, Steven, so great seeing you, like something like that, or like, so great to catch up. So happy you're here. I'm going to go grab a drink. Like, I think this is kind of like the vocal version of the body language one, where I think trailing language can kind of precede an excuse, and it just makes it feel more like our conversation came to a nice end. I think that's what I'm really trying to get at, is that you're always looking for some sort of way to get out of there. And with the body language thing and the trailing language thing, it just makes that dropping of the reason you have to leave feel more genuine, and it will make the other person in the conversation feel less like you just threw something at their face of like, I didn't like talking to you. Like, it just makes it all feel more believable. It's giving credence to your escape plan.
It's been so great to catch up.
Yeah. So nice chatting with you. Even
so
like the
good.
thing with I said with the lifeline, you can be like, so great to meet you. My baby is with the babysitter. I'm just going to call them and make sure everything's okay. I'm, still a little paranoid, and then just like get out of there. Yeah.
Right.
It can really just kind of tee up your slam dunk of why you're leaving.
Okay, I have a couple more of these.
Yeah, let's do 'em.
Obviously, so let's get through them real quick here. First, I'd say this is another offshoot of being aware of your surroundings. And this is also kind of the same advice that I gave in the first episode about like paying attention to the conversations that are happening around you. If you're eavesdropping a little bit and there's an interesting conversation happening, absorbing your conversation into another group conversation is a good way to if not, like leave this one-on-one conversation that you're trying to get out of, at least change it to being a large group conversation.
Yeah, that's good. You don't have to straight up leave a conversation that you don't like. You can just join another one that you'd rather be in.
Exactly. And then stay there. Or once you're in a group of more than 3 people, say, excuse me, and get out of there.
That's really smart. I feel like I've done that recently at a friend's birthday party where I was like a one-on-one and it was growing kind of stale, but then the other people were talking about some sort of 90s nostalgia. And it was so easy to be like, oh, the Lizzie McGuire movie. Like, yeah.
One of the greatest films ever made.
It's really good. It's also just a great itinerary. If you're looking for day in Rome, just do what they do. It's really good.
I went to the gardens that she like runs through in that movie very specifically because I wanted to go there because it was in the movie.
I've told the story in some other podcasts, but Kelly and I did a trip to Rome and we did a day in Rome and then watched the Lizzie McGuire movie. And the travel itineraries, they matched up quite well.
Yeah.
Really noticed where the trip planning came from, but it was great.
Yeah.
The Colosseum looks very different, though, I will say.
Yeah.
Very disappointing for the real one.
Right. It's a little more crumbly.
A little bit. A little less purple.
Yeah. The lot less purple. Yeah. At a party, always join a conversation about the Lizzie McGuire movie if you can.
100%.
If it's available to you, get in on that.
Yeah.
I would also say that you need to sort of move with purpose.
Ooh, I like that.
So if you are leaving a conversation, leave the conversation with purpose in your body to go somewhere. Like you're going to say, I'm going to go to the snack table. But like, if you like wander towards the snack table and then join another and then do, like it's not as clean and it's not as nice. I would say move with purpose from place to place.
That will also help this person. If you don't want them to follow you, that'll make them not follow you. If you're like, I got to go to this thing, and then you kind of power walk or at least just like quickly walk over, then it's like, oh, they didn't want to like walk and talk with me. They got to get to where they're going. And then they might be like awkwarded out of following you just based on the way in which you moved into it.
Right. Because you are like, I have a destination.
Yeah. You don't feel weird about it.
I've not expressly invited you on the destination, on the journey with me. Yeah.
Yeah. Just stick true to your convictions of like, I said I wanted to refill my drink. I'm going to refill my drink.
Yeah.
I am under no obligation to refill my drink in a way that facilitates conversation with this person.
Right.
If they feel weird about it, that's on them. That's not on me.
I'm on a mission. I have to find the pepper grinder because there's kettle corn here.
I listen to this great podcast called Professional Talkers. They told me to do this.
And they told me to do it.
Now I'm asking the host, where's your pepper grinder?
Yeah, I got to go find the host. And I got to get the pepper grinder. And then my last piece of advice here. Don't keep your phone on you. Leave it like in your purse or somewhere else.
Interesting. Yeah.
So that like you could be like, oh, I was waiting to hear so-and-so should be at the party by now or something like that. Or I was waiting to hear back about something, or I'm waiting for a call from so-and-so. So I just need to go check my phone's in my bag.
Oh, this is tougher for someone wearing pants with pockets. That's
true.
Tougher for me to utilize, but I think this is a great,
Or just like leave it on the counter in the kitchen or whatever, and then be like, where's my phone? Oh.
Yeah.
I think I left it in the kitchen.
I'm imagining though this grandiose plan being thwarted by your good friend Jeremy, who's like, hey Mike, you left your phone on the coffee table. Damn it, Jeremy. I was there on purpose.
It's definitely thwarted by the watch, I will say.
Yeah.
But that's just another thing that you might leave somewhere purposefully so that you have an out to go find it.
And also just in general, then you're not on your phone at the party, right? Like, come on.
Exactly. And you shouldn't be on your phone at the party.
I think this is probably more of like you're at a party where you like everyone, or at least most people, as opposed to the party from episode 1 where you only know the host.
Yeah.
That one, I think you gotta have your phone on you because it could be really awkward. I wouldn't belittle anyone for wanting to have their phone right in their pocket. A similar one I just thought of with the friend lifeline. If things are really bad and like you and I were at a party and I'm talking to someone terrible, I guess you would have to to have your phone on you for this. But I also would say you can text someone like, get me out of here.
Yeah.
Like part of the lifeline can be texting someone like, get me out of this conversation.
And I'd see it on my watch.
There you go.
And I would say,
TikTok, got to save my friend a clock.
I'd say, Mike, we need you over here for your professional expertise on Hades the video game.
Oh, truly don't get me started if you don't want me to talk for an hour and a half.
All right, it's time for some mid-roll announcements.
The air horns are descending. We love updates here. Yeah. Big updates for me on my end is I've got some live shows coming to a city near you if you live near one of these cities. I'm coming to Los Angeles, California on December 2nd for a live show of the Noose Olympian where we'll be covering part of the 4th Heroes of Olympus book, The House of Hades. I'll be joined by Megan Fitzmartin. We'll be in Santa Monica. That's December 2nd at 8 p.m. at The Crow, which has free parking and a public transit stop across the street. What's not to love?
Yeah.
Come on through. I also will be doing shows in Australia in January of 2026. Got 4 on the books. Sydney on January 3rd, Perth on January 10th, Melbourne on January 17th, and Brisbane on January 24th.
Dang.
Tickets are live for all of these shows, the LA one and the Australia ones, at thenewsolympian.com/live. And I'm currently in talks with New Zealand venues. I just got something penciled in for Wellington, New Zealand on, I believe, February 1st. And then I will be looking at doing a show in Christchurch on like February 3rd or 4th, and then Auckland on February 7th. Those are not live yet, but if you're in the New Zealand area, you can kind of just earmark and pencil in those dates. That's what I've got.
Amazing.
Anything for you, Sequoia?
Wow. Yeah. I'm doing live shows on the moon.
Oh, which venue?
Crater City.
Oh, I love Crater City. They have such a cool green room setup.
They do. Yeah. It's going to be a little rocky. Okay. So.
Ooh, yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone, for the podcast.
That's it. Bye.
The whole show's over now.
No, I just, wanted to say again, if anybody is interested in Mary-Kate and Ashley or general nostalgia of the 1990s, early 2000s, you should be listening to / watching my show, You Pot It, Dude. We're going to be covering Mary-Kate and Ashley's You're Invited to Mary-Kate and Ashley's Christmas Party. We're going to be doing that for Christmas and then getting back into the swing of things with our regular schedule in January with The Challenge, which is Mary-Kate and Ashley going on a Survivor style.
Did that precede MTV's The Challenge?
I think so.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think so.
Whoa.
So
they should sue.
They should listen. Dual Star Entertainment, listen up. So I just wanted to remind everybody to go check that out. And that's it from me.
Thank you all for listening to this mid-roll break. Now you might hear some advertisements and stuff, but once they're complete, we will continue with the advice for how to leave a conversation. Here's us leaving this conversation, though. Bye.
That's the end of the advice portion.
Pitfall time.
How many pitfalls do you have?
I have 3.
I have 1, 2, 3.
All right. Amazing.
You should start.
My first one, we've alluded to this a little bit. Don't lie. Don't
lie.
Don't lie.
You're going to get caught.
Because if you get caught, it's worse than any sort of awkward reason of leaving. Getting caught lying is worse than just awkwardly saying like goodbye and turning around. Like there is nothing, I can't think of any worse like conversational thing than you getting caught lying.
Yeah.
There's so many excuses that we have put forth here that are either true or half true or believable, that you have plausible deniability. But if you say that you're leaving the party and you stick around for another hour, if you say that you got to go get a drink and you don't refill your drink, like if they're a normal person, they're probably not going to confront you, but it's just such a bad look.
It's bad look.
So bad.
They're going to tell other people.
Yes.
They're going to be like, Mike lied to me because he didn't want to talk to me anymore and I hate him and you should hate him too.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Just don't lie. There's so many other things you can do. come up with any other excuse that like is true, even if it's ridiculous.
Even if you're so full, even if you've had so many snacks, still go to the snack table and pick up a snack and put it on your plate.
Yes.
I think similarly, so you said it's worse to lie than to just be like, bye.
Mm-hmm.
One of my pitfalls is don't say bye.
Mm.
That's an awkward way to...
I agree.
Because you're like, well, we're both still at the party.
Has anyone ever said this to you? I've never heard this or had the inclination to say it.
I think I've done it.
So like you would just be like, all right, bye.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that either. That sounds wild.
Don't say bye. You're not, unless
bye.
you're leaving, unless you're actually leaving.
Yeah.
The whole party.
I guess the big one that I'm thinking of specifically with don't lie is kind of linked to don't say goodbye. Like, don't tell someone that you're heading out and you're making the rounds of goodbye unless you actually truly are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the biggest lie, like one that you might say is like, oh, I'm going to head out soon. If you say that and then you are there for another hour, bad.
I guarantee you I did that in college.
Yeah.
Like multiple times.
Oh, I've certainly done this one before. I've
For
certainly
sure.
done this one before. It's just, you don't want to do it.
Especially as an adult.
Mhm.
You just can't get away with it. We can't get away with that anymore.
Is one of your pitfalls don't do an Irish exit?
It isn't.
Okay. This is at least on the subject enough. I tried it one time in my life and it did not work at all.
Oh, really?
I wouldn't recommend it. Not to throw my wife Kelly under the bus, but she's the one who
But I'm
wanted
gonna
to do
it.
But I will do it right now. We were at a party and it was getting late and it was a party of like the improv entire theater that I was doing stuff with for 2 years in Seattle. So I knew everyone at this like 40-person party. Like it was one of those things where it was like, if I tried to genuinely do a little, let me say goodbye to everyone I know here and be nice.
It would be an hour.
And it was midnight. So Kelly was like, can we just leave? I just tried to leave. And on the way out, one of my friends, Brittany, was like, are you Irish exiting? And I was like, Brittany, goddammit. Like, then I just left.
Yeah.
I just feel like instead of, because an Irish exit, to my understanding, is just like you leave, you don't tell anyone.
You don't tell anyone. And all of a sudden everybody's like, wow.
Right.
Bike's gone. All right.
Whether you know the host or not, instead of Irish exit, you can just go to the host and be like, I got to head out. Thank you so much for having me. Goodbye. And at least even with that, if there were other people at the party that were like, where did Mike go? Mm-hmm. If the host of the party is like, oh, Mike said they had to leave, then you look like less of a jerk.
Yeah.
So I feel like instead of Irish exit, just say goodbye to the host. I think even if the reason you're at the party is you got +1 by someone else, I think it is just like a nice, courteous thing to do. This is also a good like excuse to leave. If you're itching to leave, you're in a conversation, then you just tell whoever you're talking to, I got to leave. I'm going to thank Clarissa for having me. So nice to talk to you. Walk over. Clarissa, thanks for having me, blah, blah, blah. I'll see you around. Bye. Like, you can do it. So I think just do that instead of the Irish exit, because then you get all the joys of the Irish exit without the shenanigans.
Depending on like the space that you're in and the configuration of said space, a lot of times I'll just be like, put on all my coat and my purse or whatever, and then I'll just like stand by the door and be like, bye.
Right. That's also a good move. That depends on like size of party, layout, all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I do think though, big giant party, like a wedding, Irish exitable.
I'll leave.
Like you're not under obligation.
Just
because
leave.
If the host is the bride and groom of a wedding, like that's going to be hard to find them and say goodbye.
Yeah.
So if you just want to bounce,
you can just leave a wedding.
Right.
That feels like, I think something we said early in the podcast where we were like, we're going to give advice about all these things. They don't apply to weddings.
Yeah.
We'll do separate wedding episodes.
I feel like we should just do like one episode that is just weddings and we talk about every like thing at a wedding.
Yeah.
Because it's very different. Because even now I'm just thinking like, I had some people Irish exit my wedding and I was mad they didn't say goodbye to me. Because I would have, like, had I known they wanted to leave, I would have wanted to say goodbye to them.
Right.
So I think we should just do an episode that is just weddings. And then it's like just everything. Because I think there's just so many different, cocktail hour is one thing, leaving is one thing. Yeah, dancing. There's lots of, that'd That'd be fun. That'd be very fun.
Yeah.
And I could give the fun perspective of like being an attendee and the host of it because I have capital T thoughts.
And I've been a bridesmaid 4 times.
Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah. Oh, maybe, we could do a whole like, it's wedding month at Professional Talkers. And maybe in April, do we do weddings? Do we do wedding season? Do we do wedding season in April? And do 2 wedding episodes in April? Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we definitely do. All right. Well, that was a peek behind the curtain, folks.
That's great. Oh, my gosh. We changed the colors to where, oh, my God. There's more florals in the art. Oh, we got to email Elliot right now.
Incredible.
Oh, gosh.
What's your second pitfall?
My second one is less about leaving the conversation and more about just not being a jerk. Don't hot potato someone who's not fun to talk to.
Yeah.
I've had people do this to me and I hate it so much. So much.
Yeah.
This happens more, I think, in professional situations than in friend stuff.
For sure. Especially those boring podcast conventions you were talking about.
Yes. So this happened to me at a podcast convention. I will keep it super vague because there is a chance that the podcast people I'm talking about listen to my podcast because they know about it because of podcasting world. But I was at a podcasting convention and I was talking with someone that I know who works in the podcasting field, and they were trying to kind of like facilitate things at the party. And I was having a nice conversation with them. They had to leave totally fine because they're like doing work.
Yeah.
But rather than them just being like, hi, Mike, this is my job. I need to do stuff, which I would have loved. They were instead like, hi, Mike, have you met this person who has a really boring podcast? You two would hit it off great. Please talk to this person. And then they left. And then I'm just stuck talking to this person whose podcast was so boring that I didn't care about. I didn't want to talk to. It's just like, so... Like, if you're trying to leave a conversation because some fuddy-duddy is so fuddy-ish and duddy-ish that you don't want to talk to them, don't just, like, go over and be like, Sequoia, have you met Bob?
Right. That's rude.
You got to meet Bob and then leave because, like, you've just done a disservice to your friend Sequoia. Now they got to talk to Bob, who has a very boring podcast.
I would say the caveat to that being my piece of advice earlier, where you insert your conversation into a large group conversation.
That's different. Yeah,
that's fine. But doing it to one person and then leaving, that's not okay.
Yeah, you can't just be like, well, I've been in this crappy situation. Let me just push it on to somebody else. Like, that's very narcissistic.
Unless it's a person you hate.
Hey. So actually, new piece of advice. You talk to 2 Bobs and they're really boring. Like, you're talking to Bob 2.
Yeah.
And you remember your bad experience with Bob 1. Introduce Bob 1 and Bob 2. They'll start having a boring Bob conversation. And then maybe they'll start dating. Like, because they're both so perfectly matched for each other.
And then you'll get invited to their wedding.
Yes. And then we'll give you advice for what to do at the Bob wedding.
Yeah. And wait for the wedding advice.
Yeah, that is a good thing. Yes, you can for sure throw 2 annoying people together.
For sure. Yes.
Or look, this is, again, if we start making Pitch Right bonus episodes of like, if your enemy is here, if there's someone you hate at the party, sick the annoying person on them. For sure.
Listen, we're not above pettiness here.
No. Oh my gosh, no. Absolutely
not even a little bit. Okay, my second pitfall, and this might be something that you are tempted to do because you don't want somebody to feel like you don't want to talk to them anymore. Don't say, I'll be right back, or just a second, let me go do this thing.
Yeah, because they might just stand there.
Actually let it end. As opposed to stringing along someone in a conversation that you don't want to be in and then never returning to it.
You can say phrases that end the conversation and leave things in an open way that don't promise your return.
Exactly.
You could say something like, enjoy the party. I don't know if you want to say, I'll see you around, or...
I've done that before, and it does feel weird.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of, like, what is the concise way of saying, I might bump into you later at the party? I guess if there is a thing, like, with specific, like, beats, say you're at a wedding, you could be like, if this is the cocktail hour, you could be like, Maybe I'll see you on the dance
See you on
floor.
the dance
Like,
floor. Yeah.
right. You can do stuff like that. So you could say, see you at the future thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or, if it's like I went to a friend's movie screening and there was like a little talk before movie, talk after, you could say something like, maybe you'll see after the movie. Like, utilize the word maybe, but yeah, make no promises.
No promises. Make no promises. Did you have one more?
I have one more. We've alluded to it a little bit. Don't use your phone. It's just so rude. It sucks so much to be in a conversation and have someone else start like taking their phone out, typing a text message, scrolling, doing whatever. Like, even if they're trying to look up and down at you, like, it just always feels so bad. If you are going to use your phone for like a legitimate reason, if you say what you're doing, then it's okay. If it's like a legit thing, like if I was not trying to leave the conversation with it and I was like checking on the kid, I might to the person just say like, hey, I'm going to text a babysitter, make sure my kid's okay, and then do it. But if you're just trying to get out of the conversation, or you're bored in a conversation, or you're not enjoying it, don't start using your phone. It's just so much better to have an excuse to say, even if the excuse is just like, I just got a work email, or I'm going to check my work email, and all you do is leave the conversation, go to the corner of the room and scroll Instagram. Fine. That is better than, checking your text messages or whatever mid conversation with someone. Just don't do it.
My final pitfall is actually an overlap, it turns out. I just said, don't pretend you have to go to the bathroom, which is, which is don't lie.
Right. Here's the thing, similar to the hungry snack table one, you say go to the bathroom, you go into the bathroom, you wait a little bit, you flush, you wash your hands.
Yeah.
Whatever. No one knows.
Who's going to know?
No one's going to know. I've done this before. I've for sure done this before. Just like go in, wait, count to 15, flush the toilet, wash your hands, get out of there. Like, you can totally, like, that's fine.
Sure.
But I think, don't say you got to go and then not go.
True.
Go.
Yeah.
I think the thing with don't lie, it's more about like, don't lie in a way that you can be found out.
That you can get caught. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You can lie in things where no one can catch you. Or if they did, they look like a psychopath.
I know you didn't go to the bathroom in there. I know.
I listened. I didn't hear. Oh, I sit when I pee. Like, I still would have heard something. I didn't hear you get a thing of toilet paper. Like,
jeez.
Even that, you could be like, I tried to poop and I'm constipated. Get off my case. Why'd you wash your hands? I don't know. It felt weird not to. Yeah, just don't lie in a way where people can catch you. Like we said, no one knows your sim stats. No one knows your hunger level. No one knows your thirst level. No one knows your bathroom meter. So you can lie about those things.
True.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah, speaking of checking, we got to check in with our Gen Z introvert ghost, Sherry Guo, to see how we did. And of course, we are here for the necessary segment of every episode where we touch base with a Gen Z human to ask as a Gen Z and an introverted human or former human who's left our plane. How did we do? Sherry, it's Sherry Ghost. Sherry, how's it going?
Hello. It's a Jeremy Bear Me situation on the ghost status.
It is.
That's the good place, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now that we've made that reference twice in this podcast, I feel like we gotta, just in case people are like, what are they talking about?
Great show. It will make you spiral.
It will.
It's a good show.
One of the best shows ever made if you want to cry really, 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 really hard at the end of a show.
But anyway, now let's talk about our show. Sherry, how'd we do? How's our advice? How'd you feel about it?
I think all the advice sounds reasonable on paper, but me specifically, I am terrible at this specific type of conversation because I will keep digging myself deeper in a hole and then I'm stuck talking to someone I don't want to talk to at a party.
Yeah.
Or I just end up being isolated in one conversation while everyone else seems like they're having fun. But on paper, it all sounds reasonable. I just personally am bad at these.
What about the snack table, though, Sherry? Because it's not like you're making up a lie. It's not like you're, really having an excuse. You're just like, I'm a human. Well, as we've discussed about Sherry, the question lies therein. But I'm a human, and therefore I am hungry, and therefore I must go to the snack table. Does that feel like a little bit more attainable?
I think that one is very attainable because if they follow you, you could hopefully pick up someone else so it's not just you in the conversation.
Right. Or you could start talking to somebody else at the snack table.
And hopefully they find someone else too, and you don't have to actually
Yeah.
end the conversation awkwardly.
To me, that feels like, I don't know if the easiest advice is the right way to put it, but like the one that I guess is the most friendly, because you're like you're not saying goodbye, I'm leaving this conversation. Like they are open to follow you to the snack table, but it gives you more options along the way to try and get away.
Yes. And hopefully you bump into someone that just absorbs you into the conversation.
True.
Yeah, you can take a route if there are other people at the party that you know. You can intentionally try and take a route walking by someone you know and hope that they kind of like yank you in. Or you can, talk to that person on the way, oh, hey, and then like, you're leaving this person, but it's not because you want to get out of there. It's because you saw your good friend, Rick. Hey, how's it going? Yeah.
Exactly. You take the longest possible route to the snack table.
Yes.
The person's like, why are we walking in this direction?
Just snake around every single body in that room.
Just try to lose them. For the advice given, is it something, because this is valid feedback, are these things like you would consider trying, or as an introvert, are you like, yeah, sounds good on paper, but I'm also never going to do that ever because you're an extrovert. Of course you think that would work. I'm an introvert. I can't do that.
I think these are things I would try, but because I'm a very non-confrontational person, I'm not sure on the execution of any of these.
Okay.
Though I do think that don't have your phone out as the excuse is great, because I find it to be the rudest thing when you're talking to someone and they're like constantly checking their phone, because I try to make an active point to not do that
Right.
when I'm in a conversation with someone. But a lot of people, I guess, just think when there's a lull in the conversation, oh, let me just stare at my texts.
Yeah, it's bad. I have to, as the dad, I have to like tell people like, I have a child, and then take out my phone like any single time. To be like, I'm not being rude, but if I feel a text message, it could be like, help, and I need to be on it. But yeah, it is the worst feeling when you're talking to someone and they like do it and they're like half listening to you. It's just bad. It's just bad.
All right.
Well, thanks, Sherry. Hopefully this advice feels approachable enough where you'll give it a shot at a future event and you can report back and let us know how it's going. Because not to give too many information, but you have said that in previous of these that you've utilized our first date advice.
Yes.
So hopefully, maybe in a future installment of this, you can say, oh, I was at a party and I left and I did this cool thing. We'll have to see.
We'll see.
Only time will tell. Thank you so much, Sherry.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much to Sherry Gwost for telling us how we did today. Just a quick recap of our advice and pitfalls.
Yeah.
Our advice, if there's more than 3 people, just say, excuse me, and leave the conversation. You can do it. It's totally fine. Nobody's going to be mad at you. Adjourn to the snack table or the bar. Keep an eye on your surroundings so that you can see if someone has arrived, see if someone is leaving. Try to absorb your group into another group because they're having a fun conversation about Hades the video game. Move with purpose at all times. And if you want to have something that is far away from you that you have to go get, leave your phone somewhere.
One I just thought of is you can claim temperature. You can say like, oh, I got to grab my jacket, or I want to put my jacket away. This one, though, it has to be true, though, because if you go to grab your jacket and
then you start sweating.
Mike and Sequoia said, don't lie. All right. My advice was utilize body language, have a friend, in parentheses, lifeline, but any sort of lifeline will help you, some sort of believable excuse that you can get out of there with, and use trailing language always to tee up your excuse and make it sound more believable.
For pitfalls, we both said, don't lie, especially in a way that can get you caught. I said, don't say bye or goodbye if you're not leaving the party and you're going to see him again. And don't say, I'll be right back or just a second.
Yeah.
Let me go do this thing.
Yep. My pitfalls to avoid. Also, don't lie. Don't hot potato a bad conversationalist unless you're doing it to an enemy or to a large group. And don't use your phone. It's just rude.
Don't use
just
your phone.
rude.
If there's anything you take away from this, Don't use your phone.
Yes.
Well, Mike, this is our landmark 10th episode.
We've done it. We're a big podcast.
Made it. Thank you so much to the listeners for tuning in.
Thank you to the Patreon supporters for supporting and for watching us on video. Ooh, if you wanted to see what my bad bedhead looked like for the first 10 minutes of the chat, support us at patreon.com/professionaltalkers.
Mike, it was great talking to you.
Sequoia, it's great talking to you as well.
Listeners, we'll talk to you soon.
We appreciate you listening to this episode of Professional Talkers.
Professional Talkers is created, hosted, and produced by Mike Schubert and Sequoia Simone.
This episode was edited by Sequoia Simone, the music is by Bettina Campamanes, and the art is by Elliot Davis.
Can't get enough of the show? Get access to loads of additional content like ad-free episodes and bonus episodes as a thank you for supporting us at patreon.com/professionaltalkers. Thank you to our talking protege level patrons, Ginger Spurs Boy and Mott's Furley.
And if that's still not enough, follow us on social media. We're at ProTalkPod on Instagram, Blue Sky, and Twitter, or you can check out our website, professionaltalkers.com.
We'd love it if you would subscribe to and rate the show on your preferred podcasting app, and we'd be especially grateful if you talked about the show to your friends or on social media. Word of mouth helps new shows grow.
Talk to you soon.